Hi guys, so this is your second deep dive lesson 2 of deep dives. This is Mrs. Campbell bringing it straight to your living rooms. Hope you guys had a good day yesterday, but let's jump right in. So the deep dive today is talking about why punctuation is important. So I want you to think about, what do I mean by punctuation? You might see some punctuation in a blue box on this page. So take a look at that different punctuation and think in your head what those are called. We have a period, a comma, a semicolon, which you might not really be too used to, a question mark, and an exclamation point. What is the purpose of this punctuation? I want you to think about that. Shout it out just like we did yesterday. You can yell it out to your room. Why is punctuation important? Punctuation is important because it tells us when one sentence ends and another begins. So if you put a period, you know your sentence is over and a new one is starting. It can separate ideas. So you can use a comma or a semicolon in some cases to separate ideas in a sentence. And it can show emotion or let you know that a question is being asked. If a sentence ends with a question mark, you know they're asking something. If it ends with an exclamation point, you know that that sentence is showing a high level of emotion. So that's why punctuation is important. It communicates things to us. But there's another type of punctuation that we didn't have on that list there. Look at this punctuation here. Does anyone know what we call these marks when we see it in writing? What do we call these? Shout it out. If you just shouted out quotation marks, then you're correct. These are quotation marks. Some teachers might call them 6s and 9s. The quotation marks that come at the beginning of a quote kind of look like the number 6. You can really see it here. And the ones that come at the end kind of look like the number 9. So quotation marks. What is their purpose? Well, they let the reader know that someone other than the author is speaking. So let's examine that a little bit. Here is a sentence. Helen Keller stated, comma, 6s, the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart, period, 9s. Notice how I said the punctuation that was in the sentence. So in this sentence, who is the person that was speaking? Like, I know right now I'm speaking, but if I read the sentence, who is the person who said the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched? They must be felt with the heart. Who said that? That's right. It was Helen Keller. So at the beginning of the sentence, they're telling us who is speaking. Then they use the quotation marks to show exactly what words they said. Here's another sentence, but I have it color-coded. According to Nelson Mandela, comma, 6s, a good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination, period, 9s. So in this sentence, who is the person who said this quote? The quote is in yellow. The yellow are the words that the person said. Nelson Mandela said it. Notice, before you put quotation marks, you always need a comma. So you do comma, 6s, and then you always start with a capital letter inside your quotation marks. So comma, 6s, capital, comma, 6s, capital. And then you write all the words the person said, and then period, 9s. Let's practice that. Comma, 6s, capitals, blah, 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 period, 9s. Comma, 6s, capital, blah, 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 period, 9s. So those are the words that Nelson Mandela said in yellow. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. So what's the point of taking these quotation marks and putting it around those words? Why is it important that we mark the words that are coming from another person? Why can't I just write, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened, and not say that Dr. Seuss said that? Why do I have to say no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted, and quote it to Aesop of Aesop's Fables? Why can't I just write it? Think about that for a second. I feel like I can't just write that quote and not put it in quotation marks, because people are going to think I made it up, that I'm the one who said don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. But I didn't say that. Dr. Seuss said that. So I have to let my reader know that someone else said those words first. So I put them in quotation marks and I tell the person who said it so that they get credit for their quote, so that people don't think I just made it up and said it myself. So let's try to build a sentence using quotation marks. So here is a person who said a quote and the quote that they said. So Anne Frank, who was a young Jewish Holocaust victim, said the quotation, "Despite everything, I believe that people are really good at heart." So I'm going to make this into a sentence. I'm going to start, Anne Frank, comma, a young Jewish Holocaust, don't make fun of my typing skills, victim, said, now I'm ready to quote, so I'm going to put comma, 6 is capital, blah, blah, blah. Despite everything, comma, I believe that people are really good at heart, period, 9s. So I created a sentence by taking the person who said the quote and their quote and using the proper punctuation. Comma, 6 is capital, blah, 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 period, 9s. Let's try the next one. Bill Nye, the science guy, once stated, now I'm getting ready to tell you what he said, so I need to follow my format, comma, 6 is capital, your heart is a pump, it pushes blood all over your body, period, 9s. So anytime I want to make a sentence and have a person talk, I need to follow that format. If they're going to talk, I need to put a comma before their words, quotation marks that we call 6s, start with a capital, write their words, period, and 9s. So those are our rules. Comma before the quotation mark, start the quotation with a capital, put an end mark, period, exclamation point, or a question mark at the end before the final quotation mark. So today, what you're going to be doing is taking a quotation, following those rules, and punctuating that quotation correctly. The French thinker Blaise Pascal once said, "The heart has its reasons, which reason knows not." Well, they just said that Blaise Pascal said this, so I know I need quotation marks. That means I'm going to need a comma, quotation marks, capital letters, and a period and quotation marks at the end. So you're going to click here in your lesson, and you're going to retype the sentence with correct punctuation and capitalization. And once you do that, you can click submit. Remember, if you have questions or get stuck on anything, you can reach out to us. Hope that you all have a good day. Make sure you log on at 1 so that we can check in and let you know if there's anything that you missed. All right, have a great day.